It's time to reveal 4 MLB picks for Monday, July 28, including a 5-star pick that fits under the money-making betting system called the scoring drought. Are you ready to rock? Let's go!
This is the future.
Are you ready to crush your bookies?
Evolution.
My very first pick for you in baseball for Monday is rated 5 stars out of 5, which means it is viewed as a premium pick. It fits under a betting system called the scoring drought. Before I reveal its rules and which team it supports today, let me talk about its past performance. So when I first developed it in 2019, I had access to a data set covering all games from 2010 to 2016. And during those 7 seasons, we racked up a profit of 26.99 units from risking just 1 unit per play, over 332 bets. Then, starting in 2019, I started tracking the performance of my 19 MLB systems every single day. And if we focus on the scoring drought betting strategy, it generated further gains of 13.95 units from 2019 to 2023. Now, last season, we generated small gains, 0.96 units. And now, what about this season, the 2025 campaign? Well, we started with a bang by posting a 24-4 record to open the season, but we have gone 1-4 across the past 5 wagers, so we have been colder by using these rules. And the question is, can we go back to our winning ways? I think we can, and today we are taking the Cleveland Guardians to win outright against Colorado. This is a 5-star pick again. Obviously, what makes me confident about this play is we are fading possibly the worst road team from the past few years, the Colorado Rockies. Now, the rules of this system are as follows. They are quite simple and yet super effective. You need to bet against the road team if they lost their past 2 games by scoring 2 runs or fewer in each of those defeats. And you also need the road team's money line to be bigger than plus 150 in American format, which means it must be higher than 2.5 in decimal. Now, if you focus on Colorado, they are on the road today, and they did lose their last 2 games, in fact, and they were shut out on both cases. And they scored 1 run yesterday, and the day before they got pounded 18-0. So basically, they lost their last 2 games by scoring 1 and 0 run. And their money line today is indeed higher than plus 150, so we must fade them. As you have noticed, this system will always point in the direction of big home favorites, which is not something that I appreciate in general, but given its incredible performance, it seems like this system is picking the big home favorites in a wise fashion. It has generated a ROI around plus 20% across many years, so I'm going to trust it a lot. Alright, so the Rockies will hand the ball to Bradley Blalock, whose numbers resemble a consistent team throughout Colorado's bullpen. Horrible. He has horrible numbers. In fact, he has a very low strikeout rate Can you believe that he has recorded just 9 punch-outs in 27 innings of work? He also has an astronomical home run rate. He has given up 2.5 homers per 9 innings. Now the Guardians will counter with Slade Cecconi, who has put together a steady 3.76 ERA this season. He seems to have really found a home in Cleveland after owning a poor 6.66 ERA with the Diamondbacks last season. Also, it is worth noting that Cecconi has lasted at least 6 innings in 4 straight outings, which is quite impressive. So for all of these reasons, my first selection, which is a premium pick, is the Cleveland Guardians to win straight up. Every time I share a pick supported by the scoring drought betting system, I tend to issue the following warning. I know that it is tempting to take the Guardians with the -1.5 run line so that you get a better payout. You are getting better odds, obviously. But I don't recommend doing it. I used to do it last season and I got burned several times. And for those of you who followed last year's videos, you know that I said enough is enough. I'm not doing it anymore. And anyway, when I developed this system several years ago, it shows that it works on the money line, but I have not done the analysis by taking the run line. Maybe it's not doing so good with the run line, so I don't recommend doing it. I know it sounds unexciting to bet such low odds, but we've had such great profits over the years that I am trusting it a lot. Alright, now my next selection is as follows. I'm taking the LA Dodgers with the -1.5 run line. So this time I'm doing it. It has nothing to do with the scoring drought system. And as a general rule, I'm not a big fan of betting the -1.5 run line. But one team has earned me consistent profit in recent years by doing it, and that has been the LA Dodgers. Also, I feel like they won't take their rivals lightly today because Cincinnati is riding a 4-game winning streak, and also LA is coming off a disappointing 2-1 series loss against the Boston Red Sox. Also, LA is only 3-6 since the All-Star break, so they must wake up, and I feel like they will get a good performance tonight. We also get a huge pitching advantage when backing the Dodgers because Yoshinobu Yamamoto takes the mound for LA. And strangely enough, he has been more efficient on the road. His ERA away from home has been 1.84 versus 3.23 at home. Meanwhile, rookie Chase Burns has had some ups and downs for the Reds to begin his pro career. He has flashed some elite strikeout stuff, but he owns a very poor 6.65 ERA along with a dreadful 1.62 whip statistic, which shows that there has been a lot of traffic on the bases when the rookie has been on the mound. Now facing Freeman, Ohtani, and Betts will be great experience for the rookie, but the lesson may hurt tonight. So I like a motivated Dodgers squad to roll and win big over the Reds today. The Reds are an inconsistent team, and I expect a bad performance from them tonight. So that's my second selection, the Dodgers with the -1.5 run line at positive odds. Right now I'm seeing many bookies with a line of +110 in American format, which is the same as 2.10 if you are more familiar with decimal odds. And as you can see on your screen, this is a 4-star selection, which means I like it quite a bit. Alright, up next we have the Mets against the Padres, and in this game I am betting the New York Mets at +110 odds, and this is only a 2-star play, and I will explain to you why I am grading it lower than the other two. Remember, that doesn't mean I feel like this is a crappy pick. There are no crappy picks shared on this YouTube channel. I'm only sharing picks that I believe are worth betting. I feel like the ROI is around plus 2% in this case. Now, New York is enjoying a nice 7-game winning streak, and I think they will make it 8 in a row, despite playing against a side that lifts in front of his home crowd. Indeed, the Padres are 31-18 at Petco Park, while the Mets have not been very good travelers as shown by their 25-28 record away from the Big Apple. But to me, the Mets have a lot to play for. Of course, they will want to keep their impressive win streak alive, while also extending their slim 1.5 game lead in the NL East division. New York also qualifies under a betting system called the Blowout number 2. Now, I must warn you that this is not one of my favorite betting systems out of the 19 that I have developed, but it performed quite well last year via a plus 1.65 unit profit, and it has done extremely well this season, 6.30 units of profit so far in 2025. Now let's review the rules of this system together right here. So here is how the blowout number 2 betting strategy works. Fade a team that won its last game by a margin of at least 7 runs if they are facing a different opponent today. Now in the current case, San Diego crushed St. Louis by a 7-run margin in their last match, so by following the rules, we must fade San Diego since they are indeed facing a different rival, so that's why I am betting the New York Mets today. Alright, now both Frankie Montas and Dylan Cease currently own extremely similar ERAs and whip stats in 2025. I have to admit that I trust Cease a little bit more though, and that explains my lower star rating on this match. Here is a fun fact. San Diego has lost 8 of its last 9 as favorites against National League opponents following a win. Now they are in that exact situation right now. They are favorites, they are following a win, they are facing a National League opponent. So let's see if the trend continues or not. So that's my third pick for today, the New York Mets money line. So we have 2 picks with positive odds so far. Now for the last one, I'm taking a small favorite. I am opting for the San Francisco Giants to prevail against the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a 3-star play, which means I believe the expected ROI is around plus 3%. So nothing to write home about, but still a good value wager according to my analyses. Now, San Francisco was challenging for their division title, but the recent slump has put them 7 games behind the leading Dodgers. In fact, the Giants have dropped 9 of their last 11 games overall. On the other hand, the Pirates are surging via a 5-1 record across their 6 most recent games. And did you know that they have given up a grand total of 7 runs during this 6-game stretch? That's impressive stuff. Their pitchers have been very stingy, and San Francisco actually fits under a betting system called the Stingy Pitchers. Let me review the rules with you. It recommends betting against a road team if they won their last 2 games by giving up either 0 or 1 run in each of those wins, and if the road team's money line is smaller than plus 150. Alright, so in this case, the road team is Pittsburgh, and they are coming off 2 straight wins, and in both cases, they shut out the Arizona Diamondbacks. And now today, their money line is smaller than plus 150. It is around plus 110 right now. So by following the rules, we must bet against Pittsburgh, and that explains picking the San Francisco Giants in this spot. In case you are wondering, this betting strategy has generated a 27-19 record this year, coupled with a plus 6.91 unit profit if you have been risking 1 unit per wager. Now, the fact that Pittsburgh has been hot lately makes this bit uncomfortable, but keep in mind that the Pirates still own a 13-37 record away from home versus 31-25 at home. So that's a huge difference. They have struggled a lot away from PNC Park. Also, it's worth noting that San Francisco has won 7 of the past 9 meetings with Pittsburgh, so they've had some success against that opponent. Now we have some pretty good odds on the Giants because the pitching duel is favoring Pittsburgh clearly. So Mitch Keller has been in good form lately, posting a 3-0 record along with a 2.03 ERA across his last 5 trips to the mound. Now the Giants are going with Carson Whisenhunt, who is set to make his MLB debut. He's not been super impressive at AAA, but we have seen such pitchers in the past surprising us by delivering a pretty good performance in their first game in the big leagues. So for these reasons, I've still decided to opt for the Giants to win outright against Pittsburgh and their bad offense. So there you go, you have my 4 selections for today. I'm taking the Guardians, the Mets, and the Giants to win straight up, along with the LA Dodgers to win by a margin of at least 2 runs in Cincinnati today. So those are my 4 selections. Let's hope that we can win 3 out of 4, or even better, if we could go a perfect 4-0, that would be fantastic, of course. Now, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching my daily videos. I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel that has been lasting for 6 years and that is hosted by the nerdy university statistics teacher from Quebec City in Canada. I'm Professor MJ. Thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow with more MLB picks.